there's still hope for you. The Bible says God remembered. As far as I'm concerned, God remembered him. God can still remember you. You don't need to write yourself off. And the Bible said he was taken out of that place of obscurity, of isolation, of lack, of stagnation, of unfruitfulness, and brought to the place of the palace, where he had to sit with the king all the days of his life. So his last days of his life was better than where he was coming from. Hello everyone, you're welcome to another episode of the Unfailing Word of God. My name is Kehinde Oladeji. Today's topic is a very interesting topic. From setback to comeback, don't write yourself off. I repeat that again, from setback to comeback, don't write yourself off. And our text today is taken from the book of 2 Samuel verse 9. And it talks about the story of Mephibosheth, the son of Jonathan, which is the son of King Saul. And that's the grandson of King Saul, Mephibosheth. You know, when the Israelites were having a battle, I think they came to the camp, the enemy came to the camp of the Israelites. I'll just summarize because it's a very long scripture part. And when they came, they invaded and they killed Saul, they killed Saul and they killed Jonathan. And there's a nurse that has been taking care of Mephibosheth for a very long time. She was the nurse that was nursing the child, taking care of him. But when the battle was so fierce, she was told that the king had died and Jonathan had died too. The father of the child had died. So she picked up the child out of fear and carried him. In the process of her running, away from the enemy, the child fell down and broke his leg and became crippled. For several years, David never heard of them till when he climbed the throne. He never heard about the family of Saul because he knew that they were all dead. But there was a man that was working with in the palace with King David. His name was Ziba. And he asked Ziba, he says, Ziba, I know you're close to the family of Saul. Now, is there anybody in the house of Saul that is still alive that I can show mercy to because of Jonathan? The days of Jonathan, when Jonathan was alive, he has been very good to me. Is there anybody I can find out among them and give my promise that I made to Jonathan to any of them? And the Bible and Ziba said, yes, Mephibosheth is still alive. That's the son of Jonathan, but he's a cripple. He lives in Lodibar. And when I checked up the word Lodibar, what does Lodibar mean? Lodibar means no pasture, no word. It's a place of obscurity. It's a place of isolation. It's a place of lack. It's a place like a wilderness. Nothing is happening in Lodibar. You can imagine a man that is crippled staying in such a place because of safety. And the Bible said he stayed there for years until the Lord remembered him through David. Okay, as David said, okay, that's fine. You can go and get him for me. I would like to see him. When Mephibosheth heard the news, he was very surprised. And there was a statement he made. He said, me, a dog like this, can still be recognized, can still be summoned to the palace of David. That statement is very, it was when I was studying that, I marked out that word, a dog. You can see from the phrase of what he said, he has given up on himself. Because he was a cripple. The Bible said that he lived outside the land of Israel, in Lodibar. And I know many things that have been going through the mind of Mephibosheth until the news came. And when he came to the palace and David saw him, David was so happy to see him. And David made a promise to him. He said, from today henceforth, you will continue to sit on my table. You and I will dine on this table. You will dine on my table for the rest of your life. He was so surprised about that statement because he has given up on himself. For a man to look at himself and said, me, a dog like this, can still be remembered by the king. So there's still hope for me to sit at the table of the king. And not only that, everything he lost in the time of Saul, in the time of Jonathan, was given back to him. And he made sure all his servants were serving him again. I'm sure it would have been very, very surprising for him. Are you in a place of obscurity? Are you in a place of isolation? Are you in a place of lack? Are you in a place of nothing is happening? Just like Mephibosheth. There's still hope for you. The Bible says God remembered. As far as I'm concerned, God remembered him. He remembered me through David. God can still remember you. You don't need to write yourself off. And the Bible said he was taken out of that place of obscurity, of isolation, of lack, of stagnation, of unfruitfulness, and brought to the place of the palace, where he had to sit with the king all the days of his life. So his last days of his life was better than where he was coming from. Your last days of your life, the many parts of your life can be better than where you're coming from. God can take you out of there if he can take Mephibosheth out of there. And the Bible says from that time henceforth, the life of Mephibosheth changed for good. He was restored. God can restore you. He can bring you out of that obscurity. He can bring you out of that lack. He can bring you out of that isolation. He can bring you out of that place of no pasture where Mephibosheth was, and give you hope. Don't write yourself off. God cares so much about you.